Hey everybody, welcome to the Quick Talk Podcast. Josh here. Man, I am mega inspired and motivated today. And honestly, I've been dragging for the last week or two, not depressed or anything like that, just kind of worn out, beat up. I went to Portland, I got jet lag, but I just feel on fire right now. I had such an interesting day full of all kinds of things. I had a team meeting with our whole company for Send Gym, which was super amazing, right? So I see all their faces on the video screen and we got to talk, and the meeting is not structured perfectly yet because we're just starting to really get highly organized and behave like a corporation. Like I've told you guys before, with my current business, I'm just now creating a real company. Before, all I had was a product. And I think with your service company, a lot of you don't really have a business at all. What you have is a service that you offer. You trade your time for dollars. And when you want to transition to a real company, which is a machine, it's like a little box, right? There's pieces and systems and things you have to put in place. You have to have a team around you that are responsible for certain outcomes, and they're accountable to things, and you have to have rules and policies, and there's all these things, right? You hear me talking about all this stuff, and I'm going through that process right now, and it really reminds me how tricky it is. It really is, because I had my service business several years ago. It's actually been almost 3 years since I sold it. And the last 2 years I owned it, it was totally automated. I mean, totally automated. So I would play ping pong with my ops manager or the sales manager or whatever, and I would get one report per week put on my desk. And it was, I think I called it a pulse report or something. In one page, it showed me if the company was healthy or sick or something was happening. It's the way my team communicated to me what was happening. It had all kinds of metrics on it and data and notes and different things, but it was one single piece of paper I got every Monday from the previous week. And it just showed me everything, and I had kind of completed the cycle. And I remember all the pain and suffering, I do, but it's been a while back. And so I was thinking about nostalgia. I have 5 kids, and I remember so many times getting so frustrated, even recently when my baby is screaming, we're on the airplane and she's screaming and screaming, and it was a nightmare, guys. It was so bad. I am not built to hear a screaming baby like that. I'm not patient like my wife is, and it made me want to crawl out of my skin. And so sometimes you think to yourself, man, I can't wait till she gets a little bit bigger and they're not, pooping their pants and they're not doing this crazy stuff. And then when they get bigger, you look at my oldest son, Maverick, and I look at him and I'm like, stop growing. I just wish I could go back when you were a little baby. And, I look at my business, and some of the best memories I have were when I lived in the trailer park with my wife. And we were happy. It was hard. We did get our debit card declined. I did get a car repossessed. Another story I always forget to tell is one time I didn't pay my utility bill because I didn't have any money. And we went out of town for a couple days with family. I come back, my whole basement's flooded because my power got shut off. I mean, I have been there. I've had strangers leave money in my mailbox, probably from our church or something. I've been humbled many times in my life, and probably will many more times, right? There's no guarantee with any of this. But what happens is, especially as entrepreneurs, we tend to live in the future. And we're trying to find the good old days out in the future, right? If only I can get my business to this level, if I can just scale to here and get my ops manager, and get my sales manager, and get my crews stabilized, if I can just get my pricing up, if I can just build this system, then I'll be happy. Then everything will work, right, in my life, and I'll be able to just live the dream, and it'll be warm and fuzzy. But that's not the reality. It's definitely not the reality. And I've completed the cycle, I call it, once in the service business. We also had a little pest control thing that we just kind of started to get going and when I sold the company. But we've done that, and that's really cool. And I'm in the midst of trying to build this and do the same thing with our software company. But I want to tell you and myself that the good old days are right now. The good old days is today. It's all about your perspective and the way that you frame what's happening. We look at things as problems or nuisances, and you got to go to the store and get milk. You got to take your kid to soccer practice. You got to come do this. Everything seems to be getting in the way of you doing what you think is most important. When really, it's those little pieces to life that make up the whole reason for your life, right? So I'm not trying to get too weird or cheesy. It's just, I have 5 kids. I love my family, and I can get caught into entrepreneurial momentum sometimes so hard that I can't even think straight. And I don't know if you felt like that before, but I have. But today was a good day. I had a great team meeting. I can see the vision for our company, where it's going, the impact we're having on our employees, like the growth I'm seeing from my team. You got Mariah and Cooper and just a whole bunch of people. I think we have 10 people now, and they're just growing and they're leading and they're doing new things, and it's imperfect. It's imperfect growth. I told my team today, our goal isn't to be perfect. It's to move from chaos towards less chaos. It's one of my things that I'm hung up on right now, right? Because in the end, it will fall in place. And in the end, I'm going to walk in one day to this company and check my email, and I won't have any, because my executive assistant is taking care of everything. I'll ask somebody if they need some mentorship or some help, and they'll say, no, Josh, actually, I'm really busy right now. I'm doing this big integration deal, or I'm dealing with a client, and everything's good. Maybe come back next week, and then I'll go to another department, and they won't want to talk to me, and I'll try to call a meeting, and everybody will say, Josh, hey, we appreciate it, but, we got these KPIs we got to hit, and and then I'll come and sit in my office and be bored. That is the outcome for me with this company. That's a fully systemized business. And the day will come, it will come, but try to enjoy the journey, not just the destination. I think it's really, really important. It's easy to get lost along the way. So the good old days are today. And when you're really fat, all you want to do is be skinny. And when you're really skinny, you still think you're fat, even though you're not. And when you don't have any money, all you want is $1 million business. And then when you have $1 million business, you fantasize about the simplicity of year 2 in your business, when you made good money and you had a lot of free time and you were so excited about the future and your kids were little, right? I don't know. I think that's some important perspective, at least for me. Maybe this is a podcast for myself today. But I'm excited for the year. I hope you guys are. I want to give a shout out and a thank you. The iTunes reviews are still rolling in. I am so grateful that you do that. I know that that's annoying. Thank you. I've also noticed a lot more people sharing episodes into Facebook groups and tagging me in it, and that is so appreciated. That's the only way we can grow our reach. And the listener base has definitely grown because of me consistently putting these episodes out and focusing on delivering you value, and that's really exciting. But we're just beginning, and a lot of people need to hear this stuff. They need this community. This podcast is a direct influence on the people that listen to it, and it modifies your behavior. It modifies the way you think. When you listen to an episode or an interview I do with someone and you just can't shake it, you got that new idea, and then you implement something in your business, that's directly affecting money in your pocket. It's changing your family tree. It's helping you. And I know that you've gotten nuggets all over the place through the life of this podcast. So if you have, all I ask for reciprocation is that you leave an iTunes review and maybe share this on social media so other people can hear it. That's all. Just let people know it exists. I appreciate it. Big high fives and a group hug. Okay, awesome. Hey, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care. God bless.